This video is an overview of the syllabus for Social Work 565, Social Welfare Policy and Services. Again, my name is Jill Mannett, and I'm your professor for this semester. At the top of the syllabus, you will see course details. This includes my contact information. I want you to know that it is okay to text me. All I ask is that you include your name and which course you're in when you send that text message. This section also contains my email address as well as contact information for the social work department. One thing that I'm excited to show you is this appointment scheduler. I use Microsoft Bookings to schedule appointments. This allows you at any point in time to schedule an appointment on your own without having to contact me. All you need to do is click on the link provided in the syllabus. This link is also included in the Meet Your Instructor section in Blackboard. I'm going to show you what this service looks like. So I'm going to click on the link and it takes me directly to the Microsoft Bookings page. At the top of the page, what you need to first do is select a service. I recommend that you just select Course Assistance. From there, you can go down and select the day and time that you prefer to meet. All you need to do is select the day, and then you will see available times appear. And then you click to select the time that you prefer. It's important to note that the system defaults to Eastern time zone. If you live outside of this time zone, you'll need to select this option to change your time zone. So for example, if you live in Central time zone, you select Central time, and the system will automatically update the available times according to your local time zone. This is why I love this program so much. It allows me to work with students from across the nation and internationally. Once you've selected the day and time that you'd like to meet with me, all you need to do from there is add a few details: your name, your email, your phone number, and in this notes section, please enter any questions that you have or anything else that you think would be helpful for me to know in getting ready for our meeting. Then scroll down to the end and you're going to select if you'd like to meet by phone or WebEx. I do want to say that WebEx is a nice way to touch base as it allows us to get to know each other a little bit more. And then you select which course you have a question about. From there, all you need to do is click Book, and the system will automatically send me a message that you have booked an appointment. You can also use this system to change those appointments or cancel them, and it will send both of us a reminder of our upcoming appointment. So again, this link is included in the syllabus and in the Meet Your Instructor section in Blackboard. For my office hours, I use WebEx. You all should be familiar with WebEx by now, and you likely used it when you did your interview for admission to the MSW program. I'd like you to read the details of the syllabus, but just to highlight a few things. The prerequisite for this course is Social Work 524, Diversity and Social Justice, and I want you to know that we're actually going to kind of continue that conversation in this course. As you learn about social welfare policies, particularly the history of policies, and you think about how to create change through policy, you're going to rely tremendously on your knowledge of diversity and social justice in the decision-making and critical understanding and analysis of social welfare policies. Again, please read through the details of this course. I'd like to point out that all of our syllabi at Sacred Heart University contain learning objectives. In this class, we have 5. You can see each of the objectives listed here. And then they're connected to this EPAS or EPAS. That's the social work competency number that the objective is listed to, and then the dimension of learning. In social work education, we frame learning around knowledge, skills, values, and cognitive and affective processes. So we just note those dimensions as they apply to each of the objectives. So K is for knowledge, KV here in objective 3 is knowledge and values, and then you'll see objective 5 actually utilizes all of those dimensions. And again, CA is for cognitive and affective processes. This is really kind of how you think about social problems or how you think about policy practice and how you manage your emotional responses to situations related to this course and the content. Again, my contact information is at the top of the syllabus, as well as the Meet Your Instructor section in Blackboard. I'm available for consultation at any time. I encourage you to reach out to me if you have any questions about your assignments or if you find yourself struggling to maintain the course requirements. I highly recommend that you explore this website called the Online Writing Lab at Purdue. It contains a tremendous amount of information on APA formatting, which is required for our papers here at Sacred Heart. While the schedule of courses that I'm going to review in just a minute contains due dates, it's important to remember that all of the assignments are due by midnight on that due date. In this course, I'm going to allow students to have one absence from a course discussion. At the end of the semester, I'm going to change a grade for your discussion in which you were absent, and I'll change it from a 0 to exempt. So you don't need to tell me when you're using that absence. I'll just see it because you didn't participate. But please remember, this cannot be used to replace your lowest score. It's just to replace a discussion in which you are absent. As I mentioned, we require all of your papers to be written in APA formatting. I highly recommend that you consider purchasing or renting the actual APA manual. It contains a lot of great information beyond just how to write references. It gives you tips on how to write each section of a paper. I do want to point out that while APA recommends Times New Roman as the preferred font style, I'm going to accept papers with the Arial or Calibri font styles, as these are generally accepted as accessible fonts for individuals with a disability. Please become familiar with how grades are calculated in this class. There is a breakdown of the assignments as well as the percentage or the weight that those assignments contribute to your overall grade. Now, it's critical that you understand that you must get a B or higher in this class in order to pass. So you need to get an 83% or higher in order to pass this class. Anything under the 83% is considered failing, and you may need to retake the course or you're at risk for progressing in the program. We understand that from time to time, students run into struggles and barriers, and we want to support you. So the syllabus contains some references and information to supportive services, but please, again, if you feel like you're struggling, reach out to me. I'd be happy to connect you with your advisor or connect you with these services and supports directly. Now, I'd like to review some of your major assignments. Each week, you're going to have an online discussion due, and at this point in time, you all should be pretty familiar with those online discussions. Your initial posts are due by Wednesday. I'd like you to reply to at least 2 peers by Friday of each week. And keep an eye out because some weeks might have more than one discussion to participate in. You are also going to complete a journal this semester, and again, you should be pretty familiar with the journals at this point in time. I do want you to know that we have front-loaded the journals in this course, meaning that you'll have journal entries due in the beginning of the course, and then they kind of taper off, and then there are very few or little entries in the second half of the course. And this is intended because you have some big assignments due towards the end of the semester, and we want to give you the space to be able to get those assignments done. You're also going to be assessed on your professional behavior. One of the things that you'll have to do in week 1 is review the professional behaviors rubric. You do not need to complete this rubric at this time. However, we just want you to become familiar with what behaviors are expected in this course. Your demonstration of these behaviors are going to be assessed throughout the course, and then the final grade for this assignment will be given at the end of the semester. You'll have an assignment called Who Represents Me? I want you to know that in the SWAY presentation, I included a section that says Save the Date. I have scheduled a couple of live sessions where I review this assignment and some of the other assignments in this class. So again, those are optional live sessions, but I highly encourage you to get those in your calendar so that you can participate in the live sessions. you're going to be conducting a community activity. Now, this assignment I'd like you to take a look at ahead of time and really plan ahead for completing this assignment, because you're going to have to select a meeting in your community of a policymaking board. Now, in order to do this, many of these policymaking boards only meet once a month or maybe once a quarter. And so it's important for you to identify what meeting that you're going to attend early on so that you can see their schedule of meetings and make sure that it works out with your own schedule. If you can't find a board that's meeting at a time that you can attend their meeting, then you're going to need to do some more research and locate another decision-making board or policy board that you can attend the meeting. So again, this isn't an assignment that you want to wait to the last minute to do because you might not be able to find a meeting to attend. It's worth quite a bit of points, and so you'll want to make sure that you're on top of this assignment as early as possible. And again, I'll be reviewing these assignments in a couple of the optional live sessions. The social problem project is your biggest assignment in the class this semester. And one thing that's kind of great about how this class is arranged is that we've broken down this assignment into smaller pieces and made them due throughout the semester. So the good news is it forces you to get going on the assignment. The bad news is that you'll have assignments due on Sunday just about every week during the course of the semester. I am going to post a separate presentation that describes this assignment in more detail, as well as holding an optional live session to review this assignment. You have 2 books required in this class. The first book is by Dr. Lane and Dr. Pritzker, Political Social Work. You might recognize the name Dr. Shannon Lane. She's a faculty member at Sacred Heart University, so it's kind of exciting to have an expert right in our own house. The second book is the National Association of Social Workers, Social Work Speaks. This is a compendium of the NASW policy statements. Now, to quickly review your course outline and reading assignments. The way that this section is broken down is that you'll see the week number. So we have already started week number 1. You'll see the topic and then the assignments due. It's important to remember that at Sacred Heart, we typically view the start of the week as starting on Monday and the end of the week ends on Sunday. And so again, most of your discussions, you'll have an initial post due by Wednesday, and your peer responses due by Friday, and then any other assignments that are due that week are typically due on Sundays. Please remember to access each week in Blackboard. You can look at the overview of the week, the list of to-do items, your learning activities, and assignments. This syllabus highlights the assignments that are due, but there are other learning activities that will be required of you within Blackboard for each week. I highly recommend that you print out at least these pages of the syllabus and put them somewhere accessible. If you have a bulletin board or tape them up on your, to the side of your computer so that you can see. It's really easy to lose track of what's due and when for each of your courses. So this is an example of how we break down that large assignment, the social problem project. You'll see in week 3, you'll have a topic that's due. And then in week 4, you have to turn in your potential sources. Again, I'll review that assignment down the road in more detail. I want to point out that in week 10, actually, let me back up here. In week 9, you have a draft of your social problem project paper due. You're actually going to be turning this draft into a peer who is going to then review your project and give you feedback. I will be included on those communications, but I'll be observing the quality of feedback that you give to your peers and that they give to you. So you need to have a draft ready. It's critical that you get this draft done on time, otherwise your peer won't have enough time to do their review and it will impact their grade. So this is a very important deadline that you get this draft of your social problem project done as soon as you can.